Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is the second video in a series of seeing if I can possibly pay off my Chevy Bolt in 1 year. As you might have known, my earlier one I talked about that I drive part-time for Uber, and I just wanted to add an extra $1,000 of payment onto my car payment and see if I could pay it off in 12 months versus 60 or 66 months, whatever I had it financed at. I didn't have a lot of facts and figures with the last video. I've already made 3 payments. Just the other day, I currently made the 4th payment on my car. So what I wanted to tell you is the total price after taxes, title, fees, everything, when I purchased the vehicle, I got these facts here, was the out-the-door price was $29,383. And as you know or may not know, I had saved and worked a part-time job, and I had put $5,000 down as a down payment. So when I left the dealership with the car that day, I had a balance of $24,383. So, and I bought a 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EV, the 1LT, the base model. So, what I wanted to tell you, I've got some paperwork here. After my first payment, when I made my first payment, my balance became $23,215.72. And I had added, I think it was an extra $900 on that first payment. I didn't have enough time working for Uber to add an extra $1,000 to my car payment. So having said that, the very first payment, if I can read that right, I think I had $156.51 in interest. It was a lot of interest because, as you may or may not know, I'm paying a lot higher interest rate by the time my car came in as what I wanted to pay when I first ordered my car I ordered it in June of 2022, and it didn't come in until March of 2023. And by then, inflation had hit, interest rates went through the roof. So instead of paying 1.9% interest, which it was, I ended up paying 4.9%. So, having said that, after I made my second car payment, I had a balance, and that one I did add $1,000 extra onto my car payment. I had a balance of $21,887.03, and my interest had been reduced on the second payment down to $95.10. So, then a month ago, I had made my 3rd payment, and then that's when I made this video about, is it possible? Can I even pay this thing off? Is it even possible to pay the car off in a year? So when I made my 3rd payment, I added another $1,000 to it, and my balance after that was $20,549.95. And I had paid $86.71 interest on the 3rd month of payments. So that brought me to just the other day when I made my 4th payment on the car, and I was able to add another $1,000. I've been working for Uber, trying to work part-time and save up $1,000 a month to add to my car payment. And so this past couple of days ago, I paid an extra $1,000. The balance now is $19,213.27. Now the interesting thing was they did charge me $87.11 interest this month, which was, if I can be correct, which was about $1 more interest than last month. So having said that, I've paid in 4 months, I paid a total of $425.43 interest. Um, with that higher interest rate, obviously I'm paying way more interest than I ever thought that I would have been paying. So, that begs the question, can I still do it? Is it possible to pay it off in 12 months? And for those of you that aren't aware, next tax season, I am going to be able to get up to a $7,500 federal tax rebate, tax credit. So, depending on how much tax I owe, I can get up to $7,500. And then that money is, as soon as that comes in, that's going to be chunked down on the car next March or April, whenever I get taxes back. So, even though it sounds like I've made 4 car payments, in theory, well, on 8 more months, you're only going to seem like you're only going to pay off maybe an extra 10,000 or so ish. So with that, then that would still leave me a balance, of 9,000 or whatever ish, and depending on my tax credit, I would still be. It looks like I'm going to come up short. Um, I'm not 100% sure of that. You know, we're going to put forth the effort. We're going to keep trying, keep plugging away. Um, some of the hindrances that we see is getting a hold of Uber. And as I told you, my wife and I spend several months in Florida in the winter time. So, am I going to be able to convert and drive in Florida while I'm down there for a few months? Am I not? Is it what's involved? I haven't even contacted them yet. Um, we have a couple of trips planned. Um, my wife and I, we travel. Um, I don't want to say quite extensively, but we just got back from a couple of days in Indiana. We went to a huge dairy farm. Just took a couple of our grandchildren up to spend a couple of days and see just a great family dairy farm. It was awesome to see. So, there's a couple of days gone that I'm not being able to Uber part time. Um, and also, um, I've got a couple of family members, a couple of siblings who are not in the best of health, and I always make myself available to take them to doctor's appointments, to hospital appointments, to any kind of treatments that they are taking or anything that they need done. I make sure I'm available that day. So there's numerous times that I just don't have the time available to even Uber. So that's why it's being kind of difficult to, it seems simple if you just go out and, oh, I'll just make an extra $1,000. Well, if you have something going on 3 days a week, it's not that simple to do. If there's meetings, appointments, tests, things like that, or if we're traveling somewhere, we're going away. So I'm doing the best I can. I've been able to make an extra 1,000 every month so far, like I had wanted to. I've been able to keep up with what I wanted to do. So that's a very positive thing. And we'll see. I mean, this fall, late fall, November, we have a trip or two planned. Um, Not sure if I'll be able to even Uber at all that month. So, I'm just going to keep plugging away, and keep, you guys were very interested in knowing some of this stuff. Um, it's looking like it's going to be kind of tough to do, you know. As I mentioned first time, Illinois tax rebate check, they had a $4,000 rebate check. They were offering to purchase an EV when I purchased the vehicle in June of 2022. But to get that rebate check, you have to take possession of that vehicle. Well, the vehicle didn't come in until March of 2023. So when I took possession of that, Illinois had already canceled that project, and the funds were no longer available. So I missed out on that 4,000. As I told you earlier, interest rates were 1.9 at my local bank. Inflation hits 9 months later. We're at 4.9 or 4.99. So, you know, those were two things I didn't have planned. I never had anything planned like that. So those have kind of put me in a hole, both of them. And then the unknown of Florida, whether or not I can actually Uber while I'm in Florida. I would think it wouldn't be bad. I should be able to get the certification there. I don't know. I'll look into that within the next few weeks and kind of update that, see where we're at, see where we're going, see if that's gonna work out or if it's not. So, but I'm going to continue to do this series every month. And again, I only started last month, and I had already made 3 car payments, so I didn't do it when I first purchased the car in March. It was just one of those things. Once I got started to Uber, it was a decision that let's see if we can do this. You know, that was what I had planned all along. I just hadn't made any videos, and then once I started my YouTube channel, I thought, well, let's just put it out there, and you know, you want to be open and honest with everybody, you know, and just see what people think if it's possible. If it's not, I've gotten a lot of feedback. Most of it all positive, you know. So with that, I don't think we have much else to talk about in this series. So with that, God bless everyone. Please take care. Be safe out there. And we will talk to you next month. Thank you.